All right, thanks for joining me. We're going to continue our breakdown study of the book of Jasher. We left off on chapter 3, the last segment, so we're going to pick up on chapter 4 on this segment. You can get the Sefer if you download the Sefer app. It will cost you $20. But if you do download the Sefer app, it will give you access to all of the books that were removed, such as Jasher, the book of Enoch, the book of Jubilees, and a series of other books. The reason that I'm very, very, very big on making sure that I teach this book and we break it down and we actually verify this book is because it's mentioned right in our 66. If you look over in the Holy Bible and you go right into search and if you just search the word Jasher in the search bar, as I'm doing right here, you will see that Jasher shows up twice in the 66 books. 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18 says, also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. Then in Joshua 10:13, you see, and the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So my question to you is, why do you think that we should not read this book? This book was part of the early edition of the King James Bible. In fact, the 1611 edition contained all of these books. And for whatever reason, they took these books out. But we now know that in the last days, knowledge will increase, but you have to be willing to receive the knowledge. Please like this video, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can visit us online at www.kns-ministries.org. Let's get after it here. So we're going to continue our study here in the book of Jasher, and we are going to pick up with Jasher chapter number 4. And all the days that Enoch lived upon earth were 365 years. And when Enoch had ascended into heaven, all the kings of the earth rose and took Methuselah his son and anointed him, and they caused him to reign over them in the place of his father. So Methuselah was in the priestly line. So you have Enoch in the priestly line. You have Methuselah in the priestly line. When we get down to the New Testament, you find that the Messiah was in that same line, as well as King Melchizedek. You don't find much about Melchizedek in the 66 books, but when you do study it out, you will find out that he was a king in the priestly line, and so was Enoch, and so was Methuselah. But for whatever reason, they took this out of the 66, so you would not understand how important Enoch is and will be even in the last days. And Methuselah acted uprightly in the sight of Elohim as his father Enoch had taught him. And he likewise, during the whole of his life, taught the sons of men wisdom, knowledge, and the fear of Elohim. So you don't get this much about Methuselah in the 66. This is why I'm telling you that Genesis is not the first book of the Bible, even though they told you that. If you get into doing some studying and doing some deep studying, you will find that it can't be the first book of the Bible, because there's so much more stuff that happened that's not mentioned anywhere in the book of Genesis. If you read in the book of Jubilees, as you can go back through, we did do a complete series on the breakdown of the book of Jubilees, and you can go to our channel and you can, it's broke down literally chapter by chapter. And you can see even in the book of Jubilees where Moses was getting the picture to write what we see in Genesis. So there's no way that Genesis could be historically the first book of the Bible, although they placed it there. So again, Methuselah acted uprightly in the sight of Elohim as his father Enoch had taught him, and he likewise during the whole of his life taught the sons of men wisdom, knowledge, and the fear of Elohim. And he did not turn from the good way either to the right or to the left. He was an upright man, so you don't know that much about Methuselah in the 66 books. But in the latter days of Methuselah, the sons of men turned from Yahuwah. They corrupted the earth. They robbed and plundered each other, and they rebelled against Elohim, and they transgressed, and they corrupted their ways, and would not hearken to the voice of Methuselah, but rebelled against him. This is all before Noah's flood. Noah hasn't even been born yet. So this is information that when they talk about when the Messiah himself said that in the last days it would be like the days of Noah. Well, you have to study to find out what happened during the days of Noah. And so this is what's giving you pictures of what truly happened during that time, because there's no other evidence that we can find anywhere else. So the reality is you got to study this stuff out to be able to see where things are and where they lay. The reality is that's just how it comes down to. You have to be able to find it and see it. Okay. They transgressed, they corrupted their ways, and would not hearken to the voice of Methuselah, but rebelled against him. And Yahuwah was exceedingly wroth against them, and Yahuwah continued to destroy the seed in those days, so that there was neither sowing nor reaping in the earth. So they had a famine that they experienced because of their wickedness. For when they sowed the ground in order that they might obtain food for their support, behold, thorns and thistles were produced, which they did not sow. And still the sons of men did not turn from their evil ways. Again, just like today, last days, and yet you tell people, they still act like it's not true. And their hands were still extended to do evil in the sight of Elohim, and they provoked Yahuwah with their evil ways, and Yahuwah was very wroth and repented that he had made man. This is still before Noah was born. And he thought to destroy and annihilate them, and he did so. So here we go. He did so. So there were some more things that happened before Noah's flood. In those days, when Lamech, the son of Methuselah, was 160 years old, Seth, the son of Adam, died. And all the days that Seth lived were 912 years, and he died. And Lamech was 180 years old when he took Ashmua, the daughter of Elshua, the son of Enoch, his uncle, and she conceived. Here comes Noah. And at that time, the sons of men sowed the ground, and little food was produced. Yet the sons of men did not turn from their evil ways, and they trespassed and rebelled against Elohim. And the woman of Lamech conceived and bore him a son at that time, at the revolution of the year. And Methuselah called his name Noah, saying the earth was in his days at rest and free from corruption. And Lamech his father called his name Menachem, which is Menahim, saying, this one shall comfort us in our works and miserable toil in the earth, which Elohim has cursed. And the child grew up and was weaned, and he went in the ways of his father Methuselah, perfect and upright with Elohim. So this is talking about Noah as a child. And all the sons of men departed from the ways of Yahuwah in those days, as they multiplied upon the face of the earth with the sons and daughters. They taught one another evil practices, and they continued sinning against Yahuwah, just like today, days of Noah. And every man made unto himself an Elohim, that means a god, and they robbed and plundered every man his neighbor as well as his relative, and they corrupted the earth, and the earth was filled with violence. And their judges and rulers went to the daughters of men and took their women by force from their men according to their choice. And the sons of men in those days took from the cattle of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and taught the mixture of animals of one species with the others, mixing and splicing DNA, which is going on today. Again, the days of Noah. Stay with me. In order therewith to provoke Yahuwah, and Elohim saw the whole earth, and it was corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted its ways upon earth, all men and all animals. And Yahuwah said, I will blot out man that I created from the face of the earth, from man to the birds of the air, together with the cattle and beasts that are in the field. For I repent that I made them. Let's just pay attention. He didn't say anything about the water. So understand, he didn't say anything about what lived in the water. So what's in the water is still in the water. And all men who walked in the ways of Yahuwah died in those days, before Yahuwah brought the evil upon man, which he had declared. For this was from Yahuwah, that they should not see the evil which Yahuwah spoke of concerning the sons of men. And Noah found grace in the sight of Yahuwah. Why? Because he was the only one that did not destroy his DNA. And Yahuwah chose him and his children to raise up seed from them upon the face of the whole earth, because they did not mix and splice their DNA. You got to understand that during this time, a lot of things were going on. Splitting DNA, splicing DNA, bestiality, all kinds of things were going on during this time. So when we talk about the days of Noah, as the Messiah said was going to happen, in the days of Noah is what the last days would become. Take a look at today. Everything goes. Everything has been licensed and sanctioned. And it's now even to the point where you can't even tell the church from the club. You go into the club, you see the same atmosphere in the church house, and we don't think we're in the last days. It's very important that you understand these things. Pick this book up. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to visit us online at www.kns-ministries.org. Be blessed.